spent a month in Istanbul diving deep into its culture, food, and daily life. In this video, we distill it all into one unforgettable week, sharing the best places to visit, eat, and explore. Today, we are excited to try our very first ferry ride. Crossing over from the Asian side of Istanbul, where we're staying in Kadiköy, over to the European side. So we're headed to the part of the European side of Istanbul where a lot of the big tourist sites are. Hagia Sophia, the Blue Mosque. Yeah, so we're just gonna head over there, wander around. First of all, see if we can figure out the ferry situation.
I think we can do it.
I think we can. 1:30, 1:45, 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. What time is it now?
1:47.
Okay, perfect. So we have one card for the two of us. So one goes through first and then the second one follows.
Works like a charm. We highly recommend an Istanbulkart for anyone who's getting around the city by metro, ferry, tram, or anything else. Just grab one at any billetmatic machine, preload it with your desired amount, which you can re-up at any time, and you're good to go. It only takes seconds. That's very good. It's like the original filet of fish. It's like fresh caught white fish. I'm not sure what type. On like a very delicious bun. Good little sandwich.
Quick little tip. For every bite, a little bit of lemon juice. A little bit of salt. Or a lot of salt. Whoopsie. That makes every bite amazing.
We've learned about this experience from a few other like travel folks, so I wasn't totally sure whether it would be just like very filled with tourists. There are tourists in there, but they're not the only folks in there. There's lots of locals enjoying their sandwiches as well. And the sandwich itself is delicious. Not super cheap, but I guess, you know, location, right? It's a pretty great place to have a snack.
Now I think we're gonna go try to find some Turkish delights again.
I love them. I can't stop eating. I think I ate 6 yesterday. Seriously, I think I ate 6 all day. I'm gonna turn into one. You're gonna roll me off the plane in a little square cube of jelly.
Let's go.
We're really looking forward to visiting Hagia Sophia, so our plan is to buy tickets in advance for another day soon instead of lining up to buy them now. Often when you're traveling, the sidewalks are very narrow, so you're just trying to, like, you know, squeeze together with a pile of people, but I'm never not enjoying myself when I'm doing it. You know, it's part of the adventure. So even if it's like just a moment where you're just like, oh my God, I gotta step away, you know, it's 100% worth it.
Totally.
For me at least, I'm never like in a bad place.
Yeah, walking is all about having a rhythm, you know?
Yes.
You get into kind of like this nice mental space, but you can't do it because you're constantly like boop, boop,
No.
boop. It feels so good. Oh yeah. So to be clear about today, we weren't going into any of the big sites.
No.
So we just wanted to come over to this area to see them and catch a little bit of the vibe and sort of feel the energy. It's really awesome over here.
Yeah, and I think it's going to help us plan our visit when
Yeah.
we do want to come over and go in, so we have a sense of like the geography and where we have to buy tickets and where we can come for a refreshing cool mist
Oh, yeah.
when the
Oh.
heat gets to be too much. So yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's have a look. Hey, even though we said we weren't going in anywhere, we're in the lineup for the Blue Mosque because we're here.
Very nice.
It's not an exaggeration to say that going inside the Blue Mosque kicked our butts. We expected to be wowed, but the combination of hearing the call to prayer, relief from the heat of the day, and finally looking up and soaking in the history and design and engineering, it really brought us to a whole new level. It was truly one of the most emotional travel experiences we've ever had.
Lindsay.
Here's a little tip. When you're heading back to Kadiköy, jump on the ferry around sunset for some spectacular views.
Raki is fantastic. We're big lovers of pastis, and this is very similar. Maybe that's sacrilegious to say. Very similar, that anise flavored drink. I've been dying to have it, and this is really, really good. So, cheers.
We weren't sure how much we were going to be ordering, so we were a little bit nervous, but this is the perfect size. I feel like we're going to each get 2 drinks probably. So after the tourist craze of Euroside, this feels very local and very lovely, and I'm very excited to dive in. Okay, come on, hummus. That one's a winner. It's a little bit spicy, but really good.
Oh, that is good.
When you're able to just kind of accept the craziness around you and not try to fight against it, just kind of like, just let it happen. But it is really hard because it's not it's not what we are used to in our sort of everyday. It's when you can let that happen around you that you're going to be like the happiest. That pretty much wraps up another amazing day in Istanbul. We had so much fun exploring the other side. Looking forward to going back, but also very happy to be over here for the evening. Yeah, just over the moon that we're here for so much longer. So we'll just sit here and enjoy our rest and have a wonderful night in Istanbul.
Okay, today we're on our way over to Beyoğlu. We're gonna walk around, we're gonna get some food, we're gonna have some drinks, and we're gonna do a little shopping, just kind of explore the neighborhood because we haven't been over there yet, so we're pretty excited. And one thing that we thought would be fun today is to kind of track our costs through the day, just wandering, strolling, eating, drinking, the whole thing. And we're gonna start right now with a lahmacun and a Pepsi.
A lahmacun is a tasty mincemeat pizza-like snack that you top with fresh parsley and lemon and spices before you roll up and eat. They're so good fresh out of the wood-fired oven.
By the way, we're Michael and Lindsay, and if you're interested in living the part-time nomad lifestyle like we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Yeah, so the simmit's not always the freshest, unfortunately, although we've had good luck so far. Maybe just not with this one. This will go to the birds. The birds like to eat.
After landing in Kadiköy, we had to find our way to the Tunnel, a 150-year-old funicular designed to get people up the hill to Beyoğlu.
Pretty loud across here. Definitely stuck over here.
This church was not on our itinerary, but it looked so intriguing as we passed by. We're happy we peeked in. Turns out it's one of the oldest Catholic churches in Istanbul, and you can feel that history. It definitely has some Da Vinci Code vibes.
Turkish coffee is amazing, but you have to really like coffee. If you're the kind of person who, once you're finished your bag of grounds, you like to lick the bottom of the bag, then you're gonna love Turkish coffee. The flavor is amazing, super strong. And in our case, medium sweet.
I think my only regret is that we didn't get the big one. They have a double. So this street is clearly one of the, like, I would say, bigger, more like posh shopping streets. It's super bustling, super busy. It definitely feels more like tourist heavy than the area where we're staying, than Kadiköy. Anyway, say what you will about the street. It is breezy, it's shady, and so on a very hot day like today, it is delightful to stroll down.
The passages are cool, but they do feel a little bit like you get kind of trapped in there. There's a lot of people trying to get your attention, so...
Although we did manage to find one attractive passage that we definitely recommend for some relaxed browsing.
But it is a little bit, I would say, slightly overwhelming. I don't know, it's like maybe not the most calm shopping experience. So if you're searching for something specific, it's, I don't know, not the easiest maybe to find.
Yeah.
Very, very busy.
Here comes a cruise ship tour group. Let's walk through them. Okay, I think we're at Taksim, so we'll go have a look. So the last time I was here was 1988. I came to this square to buy tickets to Tel Aviv, flights, of course. In those days, no internet. I'm not even sure how the hell the world worked. But somewhere around here, I bought myself some tickets.
Feels like the street just keeps getting busier, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
It's a lot of folks.
And here's the fun thing. I think we went in the wrong direction. I think we were supposed to turn right up there.
All right, let's go.
Babel was an awesome find. The mezza was spectacular, as was the main, the Babel special, a pastry filled with spicy minced meat. Delicious.
Done deal. Okay, so it's mayhem out here, but that was lovely. It's such a cute little jewelry shop, and I bought a lovely bracelet that I can hardly wait to wear. Everybody is nice in there. We even got some Turkish delight as a little snack, so win.
It was starting to get late and we realized that we had a ferry to catch, the last one back to Kadiköy. Of course, that didn't stop us from saying hello to half the cats in Istanbul on the way.
How do you feel about navigating?
These streets,
Yes.
they're all winding and twisting. They're up, they're down. It's a little tough, I gotta be honest. So I gotta do my best Marco Polo impression, which is like this. This way. No, this way.
So we're gonna get on a night boat, some night boating, which is I think a line from Date Night. One of our favorite movies. So we are at the Caddesi station, ferry port. Not exactly sure what it's called, but anyway, that's where we are, and we are going to catch the last ferry back to Kadiköy. Thank goodness that there is one at this time. It's awesome. I love taking the ferry.
While we're boarding the ferry, let's have a look at our total cost for the day, which included a light lunch and dinner, a snack and coffee, transportation, and a bit of shopping.
I feel like Istanbul is going to be one of those cities that I have a bit of a complicated relationship with. I feel like it's the type of city where like in one moment you're feeling just like crushed by how many people or traffic or noise or smoke or whatever is going on around you. And then in the next moment,
you're on a ferry at night and it's this kind of beautiful background, or you're having an amazing Turkish coffee or tea, or just talking to somebody who's so kind and helpful that it makes you so thankful that you're there. I'm gonna miss it and I'm not gonna want to leave, but then at the same time, part of me is gonna be looking forward to, like, you know, feeling a cool breeze and having a little more space. And I don't know, it's just kind of a cool experience to feel that way, because that's like life. That's what life is like.
Today we have decided to do kind of a 1, 2, 3, bit of a classic tourist day punch.
Yeah.
So we are checking out Hagia Sophia. We are going to the Basilica Cistern.
Correct.
And we're gonna go to the Grand Bazaar today. So we're gonna see how that goes.
Yes. Lindsay looking good, as always.
I haven't quite figured out how the best way to like wrap it is, but I think this works.
I think it does. I think you might want to consider it as a more of a permanent style.
Thank you so much.
Ooh, that was close.
I know, it's like, oh no, what did I forget to do?
Tickets worked.
Hagia Sophia's scale and richness is impossible to capture on video. It's one of those wonders of the world type places that simply has to be experienced.
If you're coming here to Istanbul and you're thinking, maybe I'm on the fence about whether or not I'm going to visit Hagia Sophia, don't do that. Just come here. It's absolutely amazing. The crowds might be a bit intimidating, the heat, the lines, the tickets, etc. But it's absolutely worth it. It's stunning. It's so historic and just absolutely mind-blowing. And so far the visit has been pretty easy breezy for us.
Okay, that was fantastic.
Yeah, I loved it.
Right?
I loved every minute of it.
Amazing.
Yeah, very impressed by a few things that make the experience pretty cool. There's Wi-Fi in there, which is awesome, and it actually works pretty well. And then they have a bunch of QR codes and things posted throughout, and so if you scan those, then you're able to like learn a lot more about what you're actually seeing. So
yeah, that's a good point actually, because we got the ticket without the audio guide, and so it turns out we didn't need it because the QR codes allowed us to, using our phones, just get to the information really quickly. It was awesome. Couldn't ask for better weather today.
You might recognize the Basilica Cistern from the movies. The Da Vinci Code sequel Inferno filmed a scene in here, as did the classic Bond flick From Russia with Love.
Okay, so the Basilica Cistern is another absolute win. The way they have it lit and all the little like sculptures that are kind of placed throughout with the lights from above and below, it's just absolutely stunning. Couldn't put my phone down. Like, it was so fun to take photos. And one quick tip, if you do get a ticket ahead of time, if it's from Get Your Guide, make sure that you have the PDF of the ticket, because that sort of tripped us up a little bit at the beginning of the entrance. But as soon as we had that figured out, it was smooth sailing.
Basilica was awesome,
amazing.
but a man helped us with our tickets. It was very helpful.
But we did not ask for help.
No, that's true, but he was still helpful,
trying to figure it out,
which was
yeah.
great. And then when we were leaving, we realized, oh, you know what? He might be waiting for us.
Yes.
And he was. And so he had a carpet shop, and he really wanted us to go. We did not go, and we feel we might have started some unfriendly relations between Canada and Turkey. At least that's how it felt.
We're just not in a position to shop, and we don't need a carpet. Anyway, he was a nice man.
Very nice man.
I feel a little bad.
But we survived. And he did too. Other side? Yeah? Enjoy your chocolate.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. There's so much flavor in this drum. So many spices. It's so fresh. That's a real winner.
It's spicy. Too spicy. Too spicy. Gotta put it in the fire. When I have something spicy, my diaphragm starts contracting uncontrollably. Just like massive hiccups. It's unfortunate. It means I can't have the spiciest of foods. Even if I'm enjoying it, I'm hiccuping constantly, so that's spicy. Be careful.
So our last stop is we are going to stroll through the Grand Bazaar, which is just around the corner from where we are. There's a lot of hubbub and activity over there, so it should be very interesting. We are not intending to buy anything. It's more just about the experience and checking it out. I suppose you never know. Hopefully we don't get caught by our little carpet friend in a carpet shop.
I would never discourage anybody from getting Turkish coffee. It's absolutely lovely. I love it, and everywhere we've had it, it's been great, including today. So we went to Caddesi in the Grand Bazaar, and that's maybe one place where I would think twice about having your coffee there, not because it's not good, it's great, but because it's very expensive. So I'm gonna break down our bill for you. First of all, our Turkish coffee, we had 2 of them, medium size. That was 400 Turkish lira. Then we had 2 pieces of baklava, and they were smaller pieces. That was 300 Turkish lira. So we're already at 700 Turkish lira. And then we had some water. That was 196, so 200 Turkish lira for water, and then a service charge of 135 Turkish lira. That's quite a bit, actually, just for, you know, sitting for 8 minutes, 10 minutes, or however long we were in there. Grand total 1,031 Turkish lira. That's over $40 for a couple of coffees, and a little bit of water, and some baklava. So maybe don't go and have your meal or your coffee inside the Grand Bazaar. Try to have it outside somewhere, but still a great experience. We had fun.
The part of the Grand Bazaar that most fascinated us was the antique market. Tons of vintage and collectible items from every era can be gawked at, and it was relatively quiet.
Okay, one of the things we were talking about is whether or not the Grand Bazaar is a good experience if you're not shopping. If you're not into shopping, or if you don't need anything, is it a good place to go?
And the answer to that, I would say, is yes.
The fact that there's no entrance fee or anything to get in. I mean,
Yeah.
you can just wander in there. So basically, unless you're going to shop or sit down and eat, it's a free experience.
Yes.
There's a lot to see in there. It's kind of fun to just poke around. So yeah, I mean, I'd say it's definitely fun, and it's definitely something to do even if you're not planning on shopping. But it is a little bit cray-cray.
I think the argument for it is to say it's a good cultural experience.
Yes.
But how is it enriching if you're not actually shopping? If you're not actually looking for something, what are you getting out of it? I guess the history, right?
Yeah, the history of being there and sort of being in a building that's really, really old and was sort of like a center of commerce and where people would go to buy things and haggle with each other historically is very, very cool.
Yeah.
And I think it's like got a lot of meaning to the city and the country, so it's kind of awesome to be in there and taking that all in. And if you are looking for something, then you get to dive into haggling and you know, searching and looking around and going to all the different places, so that's pretty cool too.
So beautiful down here.
Oh my god.
Busy, but that's our boat.
So I think the day that we had today was absolutely perfect. The 3 activities that we opted to do were all very close together. And they didn't take too long either. So it was like the perfect amount of time. We were able to do them all quickly. Each of them was different enough that you felt like it was like a completely new experience. It was easy to get in by buying tickets in advance. Lots of food options. I would 100% recommend that. It's like a great touristy kind of day. And doing them all together means you have lots of other days where you can like just explore and relax and not worry about getting into the sort of busier tourist area. So I think we picked a winner of an itinerary today.
Okay, quick situation update. We accidentally lost a t-shirt while hanging up our clothes on the laundry line, and now we're trying to rescue it. Nice and slow. We did it.
I thought that was gone for sure.
Well, it's Sunday today and the weather turned out kind of amazing. We have no big plans today whatsoever. So basically right now we're just enjoying some tea at a beautiful tea garden and might wander around the Moda neighborhood a little bit more and just kind of take it easy.
The other thing we wanted to talk about today, it's kind of like an easy breezy day, is a little bit about the cost of living being a remote worker here, which we are. We're spending a month here, so we kind of have a sense of what, you know, grocery costs are, restaurant costs, alcohol, all of that. And by sharing with you, you'll get a sense of what it might be like for you to come here for a month or two. Those ladies couldn't get us out of there fast enough.
Moda, we found, has a little bit more green space, it feels like. So it's kind of got these like park-like settings and like wider boulevards where people can wander down. And so, yeah, it's just like got a easy breezy kind of feel for strolling around and walking. And there's a lot of cool shops and restaurants and beautiful buildings down here. So just keep wandering past more and more restaurants where I'm like, maybe we should go there or maybe we should go there. So I don't know, it's really cool. It's a very inviting neighborhood. So yeah, I'm really happy that we're down here today.
Anyway, yeah, they had the place had a cocktail, drawing of cocktail on their sign, and so it beckoned to me. Well, it's like, you know, late afternoon.
Absolutely.
On the weekend, it's kind of the perfect time.
But there's nothing like a glass of like crisp wine on a lovely sunny day. So
Okay, I think it's time we talk about alcohol here in Istanbul. It's very expensive, and that's because it's highly taxed by the government. Generally speaking, if you buy a cocktail at a place like this or almost anywhere, European side, Asian side, doesn't matter, it's gonna run you about 20 bucks. A beer will probably cost you about $3 to $5. And we've been buying raki, 35 centiliters, 350 milliliters, for about 500 Turkish lira, which is about $20.
It's a very tasty falafel. Lots of good flavor.
Okay, we're done at Dune, and now we're gonna go have a coffee. It's a little bit of ways away, so I'm probably gonna have to use Google Maps to get there, but we'll make it.
Food this evening / afternoon was 870 Turkish lira. We should note, however, that did include alcohol, so a glass of wine and a beer, which was probably about a third of the cost in total. So our experience so far has been that over here on the Asian side, you can probably get a really nice, very filling meal for anywhere from like 300 lira up to like 650 plus, I would say. Which is pretty reasonable. If you head over to the European side of the city, where it's a little bit more tourist heavy, costs are definitely going to be a little bit higher. They could be as much as double. Thank you. Hot beverages, if you're having like chai, so like a really traditional tea, is about 35 or 40 lira, so it's quite inexpensive. If you have Turkish coffee, it's a little bit more, but not too much. But if you start talking about more like a traditional flat white, cappuccinos, anything more like that, you're looking about 4 or 5 Canadian dollars.
So restaurants are one thing, but what about the cost of groceries? We're finding that shopping here is pretty comparable to the cost of things in Canada. Some things are more expensive, some things are a lot cheaper. We'll share a few examples with you.
Okay, we're having a little laugh debate here because the hotel where we're going is visible. We can actually see it. It's not too far away. But we're thinking of taking a tram.
So that we can take the tram.
Yeah, so we can enjoy the tram. But it might literally be one stop. Don't judge us. Who is it? Barely enough time to sit down. All right, here's where we're going. I'm gonna go up there somewhere. In terms of transportation, it's very inexpensive in Istanbul. Ferry ride's just over $1. Best way to get around, get yourself an Istanbulkart. They're wonderful.
You can use your Istanbulkart for all kinds of transportation, including the metro, the tram that we just took, all sorts of things. So get one of those for sure.
Not surprisingly, when it comes to accommodations, there are many options and many variables, like the time of year you're here, what area you're staying in, how long you're staying in the city. But overall, we noticed that accommodations in Istanbul are quite reasonable.
Our Airbnb apartment here in Kadiköy costs about $50 per night. And you can easily find some pretty sweet apartments in the area for less than $100.
Hotels are more expensive, but still more affordable than many parts of Europe. As a quick example, the 5-star DoubleTree Hilton Hotel that we're currently walking through is about 250 Canadian dollars per night. I mentioned cocktails earlier. Did I mention cocktails earlier? Was it me? It was me, right? I mentioned cocktails earlier. These ones are very expensive. I think combined, they're probably about the same amount as our full meal, but this is a very special treat. We're having a very special time, so it's no problem to pay for these, to get this lovely view and to finish our beautiful day, just kind of sitting here enjoying ourselves. So yeah, another great day in Istanbul. Overall, our take on Istanbul is that it's definitely affordable for a major European city, but we wouldn't call it cheap. Nomads and remote workers staying in an area like Moda and Kadiköy on the Asian side will see a big difference when it comes to their budget. It's vibrant, less touristy, and more affordable than staying on the European side. Boat looks packed. So we're gonna have to be strategic about finding a seat. I think we might have to fight somebody. Elbows out. Ever since we planned our month-long trip to Istanbul, we promised ourselves that we'd spend at least one night away from the city proper. So this is it. A trip out to the Princess Islands, everyone's favorite Istanbul getaway. What's amazing is that getting to the islands is so easy and inexpensive. A 90-minute ferry ride for only 66 lira. It is possible to come out to the islands for the day, but a better bet is to come for longer. We've decided to stay for one night. Good job of leading us to the hotel. Isn't that it right there? Okay, we are all checked into this beautiful little hotel, the Chenar Konak. What a fantastic treat so far. We're here for a whole 24 hours. So we're really looking forward to exploring the town and the island a little bit. It's like stepping back into summer. A lot of flowers in bloom, a lot of open air and breeziness and sparkling water, and really relaxing. I think that's the main thing and why we're here, to have some food and some drinks and just chill. It's nice to be away from the noise and the smoke, etc. for a little bit anyways.
That does sound good. As with pretty much every restaurant that we have visited on our trips here so far in Turkey, we found this place on Google Maps, and it's supposed to be one of the best places on the island, if not the best, for lahmacun. And so we began our search, and we had heard that it might be a little bit difficult to find, so we were like peering up a couple alleys, looking for the place, and we were like, indeed, it is hard to find. We can't find it anywhere. Only to discover it is right on the main street. Right where we were walking, literally 2 feet from us. And so now we're here. And we have a beautiful table right at the front.
We've quickly fallen in love with lahmacun, the pizza-like street food found all around Istanbul. We've also found that some places do it better than others. And this one is one of the best that we've had.
Perfect.
One thing that's easy to love about the Princess Islands is the lack of cars. It's kind of nice to stroll in a relatively traffic-free environment for a change. Totally different vibe than we're used to in Istanbul. Not surprising though, right? Because it's kind of a getaway island. Istanbul residents come here, as do tourists like us. Loving it here.
But I think there's a beach club this way, and I feel like there are beaches on the island. It's just a matter of where.
Where, exactly? Actually, I'm trying to convince Lindsay to jump into this water right now, but I'm not having any luck.
It just feels a little bit dangerous. Is it a jellyfish? It is, right? This is devastating.
What is it? Tell me.
So I've just received word that Maggie Smith from Downton Abbey has passed away. She's like the best. I don't remember the last time I ordered an iced mocha, but I felt compelled. That is good. It's perfect.
The price for a bus ride on Büyükada is 66 lira, as much as the ferry ride, so remember to load up on your Istanbulkart. We needed to so that we could hop on the bus that would take us closer to the Aya Yorgi Monastery. From here we have a 20-minute walk to our destination, which is a monastery. It's not open. Apparently there's a cafe there. But essentially we're trying to get up there in time for sunset. And we just found another friend. Hi. Hey there. You want to come up? Coming with us? Oh my gosh, we're almost here. Finally.
Very pretty. Very, very, very nice view.
Okay, one little tip we learned: when you get up there, follow the teens. Teenagers know where to go for the best views. That's how we were able to find our little spot while we watched the sunset. Is it?
Oh, yeah.
There are tons of restaurants on the island. We chose one that was well away from the more touristy ones down near the water. It was quiet, had great food, and except for the raki, was relatively inexpensive. Our hotel includes breakfast, so we headed down to the garden patio expecting light continental style fare, and instead we're greeted with a big, wonderful Turkish breakfast. Fantastic.
Okay, so we are all checked out of the hotel. We're not leaving the island yet because our ferry doesn't leave until about 3:40 this afternoon. So we're just gonna wander around and just enjoy what looks like it's going to be another amazing day. But we just, we had such a great stay here that it's hard for us to leave. It was so comfortable and enjoyable. The breakfast was more than we could possibly have imagined. Just such like kind staff. The room was just cozy, great shower. So nice. Like, truly charming stay at a truly charming hotel.
One of the recommendations I think we would have about coming here is to avoid coming in summer when the crowds are here the most. We're here in September and it's really working. There's quite a few people here, but it's not overly crowded. Lindsay almost got hit by a bus.
I had nowhere else to go.
The little buses are electric, so they're quite quiet. Hey, check out where we are.
Oh yeah.
The Splendid Palace Hotel is a great example of the amazing architecture and style on Büyükada. A little pricey for us, but we had to see it. It would be a great place for a coffee or a cocktail.
We are not going to make it to a beach, and one of the reasons is because they're not like kind of a instantly publicly accessible one. This blue beach we heard was...
I believe it's more of like a beach club style.
Beach club, exactly.
Which is totally cool. So you probably pay and get to have a place to sit, etc.
I think it was quite expensive what I saw too.
Oh really? Yeah, I
like,
didn't actually look at the price.
I thought I saw someone say that it was 500 Turkish lira for just to get on the beach.
Right.
So I think this is what we were talking about. It's there's not much of a beach that we can see. It looks more like a dock with a few sunbathers.
Yep.
So there's a group of people there, and they're like talking to each other. Like, so there's no beach? Where's the beach?
It's all very confusing.
It is very confusing. I mean, I think that gate's a little intimidating too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, just following up on our beach conversation this morning, we have found the closest thing to a beach.
Yep. Seems very popular. Lots of folks.
And this is what we mean by beach. You gonna get in?
I don't have my bathing suit on, but I am.
We are on a quest to find a drink that we've discovered is native to this country. It's called a Churchill, oddly. And I believe it is sparkling water, lemonade, and salt.
Lemon juice.
Lemon juice, right. Yes, not lemonade, lemon juice. So I think we're gonna keep looking and hopefully we can find one.
Parts of this town, this island, feel like you're almost like being on a film set, because some of these buildings are so like ornate and old and just spectacular. It seems like something right out of a movie. And then a lot of them they seem like they're abandoned. I don't know if that's actually the case or if they're just being restored or something, but there's parts of the town that are just like so quiet and there's like nobody there, especially in the evening, and there's these gorgeous buildings on the side. I don't know, it's pretty special. I don't know that I've ever been anywhere like it. Okay, we think we might have a winner right here. Perfect.
A Churchill, we finally found one. Somebody told you they were making a drink that had lemon juice, sparkling water, and salt. Can you imagine what that would taste like? That's what this tastes like. Exactly that.
Oh yeah, it's like drinking salt and vinegar chips.
We didn't ask for it sweetened, but we probably could have.
It would be really good if it had a little bit of honey or something in it, or some sugar.
Yeah.
I hope this is sugar and not that I've just salted it up more. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna put one more in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Thanks so much for tagging along on our exploration of incredible Istanbul. If you're hungry for more, check out our guide to 12 amazing places to eat in Kadiköy, where we dive into the food scene of our favorite Istanbul neighborhood.